if you want to make money, let's figure something else out. And, I hate it. Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
When you see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like given like no?
No, I'm gonna tell you this is what I tell Tank. And Tank said it in the interview. I said, Tank, y'all going there doing your thing. I said, he ain't giving you nothing.
Dana White didn't mince words when weighing in on the upcoming clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. He slammed the fight as downright ridiculous, blasting the idea that Paul could realistically face a boxer Davis's elite level under what he described as bizarre and unfair conditions. White argued that the setup was heavily skewed, turning the event into more of a spectacle than a legitimate sporting contest.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. He said it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition, though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. His body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing as well. Well, Jake Paul.
The official rules for the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis showdown have finally been confirmed. The fight will be classified as an exhibition, meaning it won't impact either fighter's professional record. The bout is set for 10 3-minute rounds, with both men required to weigh in at a maximum of 195 pounds. Each fighter will wear 12-ounce gloves, heavier than standard for this level, to enhance safety. 3 sanctioned judges will score the contest, and if it goes the distance, an official winner will be announced.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. Sitting ringside will be 3 commission-approved world-class professional judges that will score every round to ensure there's a decisive outcome for the fight if it goes the distance. And both men are enrolled in the highest level of testing with USADA. So Tank, Jake, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving boxing another massive moment, headlined by yourselves, featuring multiple world title fights.
Boxing insiders are voicing major concerns over the glove setup for the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. With Davis moving up multiple weight classes to face a much bigger opponent, his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, highlighted the glove choice as a key issue. He pointed out that both fighters will be using 12-ounce gloves, significantly heavier than the ones Davis typically wears in his lightweight contests, suggesting the change could limit Tank's trademark power and speed.
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tank for years, and I watched other young men in gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's a great fighter guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake, he fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, if they put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. What? You know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight, you know?
The weight, how's that going to work out? Like,
Well, they got him at 190, 195. I thought it was going to be 190. So they gave him 5. So again, they keep giving, you know? I ain't worrying about the weight. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with it. We taking the fight. We signed the contract. We're going to make it do what it do, you know?
how much do you think he's going to weigh like the night of the fight? Like, yeah, and both. Like, is there anything in place where like Jake can't weigh more than like?
Based on how he handled himself to camp. Camp is the most important thing because if you have a good camp, you're going to have a great fight. So my thing is just making sure the camp is good. We're doing all the necessary things, dealing with the weight, the gloves and all that stuff, you know.
Ford has proposed a compromise to make the matchup more balanced, allowing Davis to wear his usual 8-ounce gloves, while Paul, given his much larger frame, would use 10-ounce gloves. According to Ford, this adjustment would create a fairer playing field, giving both fighters equipment that better suits their natural weight and fighting styles.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where the 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he giving up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
so what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we
Well,
want?
if he the one said that, I'm going to go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
And
it's
I
not.
on God. Perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10
It don't,
ounces?
it don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect. It
matter.
doesn't matter to him. So
It don't
back to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
You just
Thank
made
you for
something
the-
It don't
clear to
matter.
me. You just
Thank
made
you.
something clear to me because I didn't know because you fight in 10s, he fight in 8s.
Yeah, your
You
guys'
understand?
side.
So I'm like
I
12
can
ounces. He's
show the
giving up-
emails and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
it, man.
asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No, let's do it. 10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really badly.
Dana White didn't hold back when addressing Jake Paul's approach to matchmaking. He blasted Paul for consistently choosing opponents who were either smaller or outside his competitive range, bluntly saying Paul should fight someone his own size. White reminded fans that when Paul finally faced a fighter closer to his weight and skill level, he fell short, proof, in White's eyes, that these uneven bouts only hurt boxing's credibility. Speaking on the much-hyped Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis showdown, White called the fight wildly unbalanced. While he acknowledged that Davis is the more explosive puncher and the better boxer, he argued that the massive size gap changes everything. According to White, Paul's weight and reach advantage will make it extremely difficult for Davis to get inside and land clean, meaning his chances of scoring a knockout are slim despite his superior skill.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
you guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean?
Straight up ignored.
When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch.
Logan's like proud of it. He's like, yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I ate that punch from a 140-pounder. You're damn right, dude. Now, granted, it's Floyd Mayweather, but you're still 200 pounds, dog. You know what I mean? This is why, and I agree with Dana on this is why the Gervonta fight makes no sense to me. Because even Yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had. But even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this gonna, where's the idea that Gervonta's even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably gonna outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals, and when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts.
According to new reports, Gervonta Davis has been noticeably bulking up during his training camp, now reportedly walking around at roughly 160 pounds, a significant increase for a fighter who has never officially weighed in above the 135-pound lightweight limit. The move strategically brings Davis closer to the catchweight set for his exhibition clash with Jake Paul, helping to reduce one of Paul's key physical advantages. By adding extra size, Davis could boost his punch resistance and power, making him a more dangerous and unpredictable opponent. The added muscle might allow him to better absorb Paul's heavier shots while delivering more explosive counterpunches of his own, potentially altering the entire dynamic of the fight. Though still below the official catch weight cap, this weight gain underscores that Davis is taking the matchup seriously and preparing to unveil a stronger, more durable version of himself.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm going to tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Most boxing analysts agree that when Jake Paul faces Gervonta Davis, he could be in for a brutal wake-up call. They emphasize that Davis isn't just a heavy hitter. He's a master technician who has spent years battling elite opponents and perfecting the finer details of the sport. His command of distance, timing, and footwork, combined with elite-level ring IQ, sets him apart from almost anyone Paul has faced. While Paul continues to develop his skills, experts note that his defense remains vulnerable, his reactions predictable, and his fight awareness largely untested against true professionals. In contrast, Davis's precision is razor-sharp, the kind that can change a fight with a single, perfectly timed punch. For many insiders, the gap in skill, experience, and ring intelligence isn't just significant. It could be the deciding factor in this matchup.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis, and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all want to say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing as the Chilla Killer. Chilla Killers. Chilla Killers.
Teddy Atlas has described Gervonta Davis as one of the most complete fighters in boxing today. He praised Davis not just for his explosive power and finishing instincts, but for his sharp counterpunching, calculated trap setting, masterful control of distance, and unwavering mental discipline inside the ring. Atlas highlighted that Davis fights with intelligence, patient when necessary, deliberate in execution, and always thinking several moves ahead rather than relying solely on brute force, in Atlas's view. These attributes make Davis a uniquely well-rounded threat, perhaps the only elite lightweight with the full skill set needed to overcome someone like Jake Paul. While Paul continues to evolve as a boxer, Atlas noted that his style and resumes still lack the technical depth and refinement that define truly elite fighters like Davis.
A real boxer, real world champion boxer, that the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound for pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195 pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news? Jake Paul, Tank Davis.
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I loved the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I loved the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared with this because he's so special. But, I mean, where Sam Langford beat heavyweights. He fought from lightweight to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. I mean, they're back in the day when you had a lot of great fighters fighting each other in catchweights. You did have some smaller guys fight bigger guys. And you had them. You had success in spots. So I'm half with tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious because I've been in the boxing business 50 years.
Luke Thomas also weighed in on the blockbuster showdown, offering a more cautious perspective. While he acknowledged Gervonta Davis's explosive power and world-class finishing instincts, Thomas noted a surprising lack of energy from the champion during press events and promotional appearances. Davis, he observed, seemed emotionally detached, treating the matchup less like a serious athletic test and more like a routine business deal. Thomas cautioned that this mindset could prove risky. He warned that underestimating Jake Paul's drive and preparation might backfire, especially given Paul's hunger to prove himself on the biggest stage. Even if Davis holds the clear technical edge, Thomas suggested that Paul could capitalize on any complacency, turning Davis's apparent indifference into an unexpected advantage.
Herrera in MMA. Do you feel the same? Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that Tyson Fury also didn't stick to the order of what was in front of him as a pure boxer due to taking the, I can't even remember if one on his record at this point or not, but whatever, the Francis Ngannou boxing match. And he won it by the skin of his teeth and moved on. But there was a delay as a consequence to make that. Now, that ended up being a little bit intriguing because of how well Francis did. But, this is not the first time major boxing has been interrupted in that way. However, at least both of them are heavyweights. Like, this is gerrymandered weight classes or whatever the fuck they're doing to get around it. And it's an exhibition. They're using big ass gloves, like it's a whole thing. So in that sense, it's a little bit different. It's not different in the sense of a boxer in his prime or relative prime.
Luke Thomas also weighed in on the highly anticipated matchup, offering a measured but critical perspective. He praised Gervonta Davis's explosive knockout power and elite finishing instincts, but pointed out a noticeable lack of enthusiasm from Davis throughout the media buildup. According to Thomas, the champion's body language suggested detachment, as if he viewed the fight less as a true sporting challenge and more as a business arrangement. Thomas warned that such an attitude could prove costly. He emphasized that Jake Paul's motivation, focus, and work ethic shouldn't be underestimated. While Davis remains the superior technician, Thomas argued that Paul's hunger and mental edge might become factors if Davis enters the ring without full emotional investment.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in. I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business for Watch on Fighting. And we'll see you very soon.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the upcoming Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul showdown. He called the entire event more performance art than sport, mocking its over-the-top promotion and spectacle-like atmosphere. Still, despite his harsh critique, Spears confidently backed Davis to take care of business quickly, predicting a knockout by the third round. What makes Spears' take stand out is its dual tone. Brutally honest about the circus-like nature of the event, yet deeply respectful of Davis's devastating skill set. His comments reflect the broader public sentiment, a mix of skepticism and intrigue. As Spears put it, this fight may be drenched in hype, but once the gloves touch, the danger becomes very real.
The next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored -240, Jake Paul is +190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh. Third round knockout.
He's out of there.
Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Ah.
We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
but
it would be.
I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think he'd mess up that record.
Yeah, and I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's, 43-0 at this point?
Okay.
He's 37 years old. I personally don't
But he's still got the goods, though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he's still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Crawford had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And he only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, just because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. It was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fighting somebody. They're going to start putting old men. I mean, they've already putting old men in the
As
ring.
long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Do you think this fight is a true test of boxing skill or just an entertainment spectacle designed to draw headlines? Share your opinions in the comments below.